What's up? I'm in Orient Bay on the island of St. Maarten on the French side, and it is very, very chill. Give me a little taste. Can you see it in my glasses? How chill it is? I'll give you a taste. I would talk with the view for you, but it's too good for me. I love the Caribbean so much, especially the good world islands, not the overly touristy resort ones. I walked a pretty far distance today. Hey Shwenny, you should check out the stream. Let's yo, look at this view, man. This is my view. Island of St. Maarten, a half Dutch, half French island in the Caribbean. That's St. Bart out there. And that's the Atlantic Ocean. We're facing the Atlantic, not the Caribbean Sea. God, it's so gorgeous here. Here's my other side view, which is pretty epic. I walked out here today. Out there, you can see the surf breaks. That's where I'm going to try to surf, I think, on Wednesday? Today's Easter Sunday. We almost rented this place, but we chose this place that we're in, which is pretty amazing. But holy shit. So, down there's Orient Beach with all the boats and stuff. That's the beach we've been hanging out at. And that's this sort of little bay thing. And then way off in the distance, like there, you can see some tents. It's kind of locals beach called La Galion. That dirt road you see in the middle right there, I walked down that and around over to Orleans over there, which is sort of the local section. Not as nice, of course, as the tourist section, but cool to see. Yeah, it's pretty friggin' nice here. The rest of my crew is, I think, swimming at the beach or getting lunch or something. I went on a big walk. I didn't feel like going to the beach, so I'm here by myself. This has been where we've been chilling and reading. Here's the little bar through the window. There's me. And there's me in a mirror. Come over here on our porch. You get the back side of the island, which is mountainous. The island's very not developed construction-wise, and it's more of like a developing country. When I say, or developing island, when I say good world, I mean developing world. Things are a little banged up. There's a hurricane that ripped through here and destroyed like everything. I think like 2018 or something, but it's not like Aruba where it's all resorts and stuff. It's very, very like real, authentic Caribbean. Here's our little pool. It's pretty nice. And there's iguanas like everywhere. And there's our beautiful palm. Coconuts and all. I can't see any iguana hanging out in it. There was one up there on one of the palm branches earlier. And you got these like splayed out palms. Like, I don't know if you can see right there. You'll cut them to look like that. But yeah, but everywhere. You can see some cactus growing. It's like probably 83 degrees, but incredibly humid today. Today was supposed to be the thunderstormy shit day, but it is hot and nice. I know it's hot back home too, but it's not this hot. Burning my feet on the wood here. I just got a baguette and some carbonara from the grocery store, some like microwave yourself carbonara for like 15 euros, which is a good price. Very good. And I guess I just want to wax poetically about how much I love the Caribbean. It is just so, I mean, what is not to love about it? Look at this. I could just sit here and stare at this for the rest of my life. Like, it's amazing. It's just so much better than most everywhere else. It's just so nice, and the water is just so blue and warm. You got boats. It's like, I think the dream, if you were stupidly wealthy, would just be get one of these nice sailing yachts or sailboat and just cruise bopping between the islands all winter long, and then sail north for the summer. I mean, it's April right now, and it's like, it's warm. I mean, there's enough of a breeze here that you're not dying, but I mean, it's hot. But just I mean, you can tell sort of, if you've been to Europe, the Dutch influence on this side, even though this is the French side, but you see the multicolored roofs, and I know these places get destroyed by climate change and hurricanes and stuff, but so owning property here is probably pretty tough. But I mean, it is just island time. Everything takes its time here. There's just the kind of like brokenish concrete rock buildings, everything being built of stone, donkeys just hanging out eating the trash and like watching you and stuff. I mean, it is quite a place. I can understand why the pirates loved it here, because I want to be a pirate and just live here because it's nice. I mean, there's such like a jaded, fucked up history here, but so you got like, you know, I think this island was Dutch, and then they made some deal with the French and gave them half of it. So when you go from Philipsburg over to I forget the name of the city that's the French city. It's like Machon or something. Marion something. You know, you cross the border, and the French side is a little bit noticeably less money, but and then you see, you know, the African influence, the islander people. So I don't know. It's just like the pearl of the earth over here, or at least on the Western Hemisphere. Let's see if I can prefer to hold this in my right hand, but yeah, I'm mostly just making this video to document for myself for the future, so I can remember how amazing of a life I lived. I didn't mean to cut off all my hair. I went to a new barber in Maine before I came out here, and I told her I wanted it like one on the sides, half an inch on top, and she just proceeded to give me a centimeter. So, chopped off all my fucking hair. But, yeah, I don't know. I can't really think of all the words I was thinking about the Caribbean when I was writing in my journal earlier. Just sort of like the vibe of beached island life and just chilling and just like not wanting anything more. Like, I don't want to watch TV or. I will say I do want to drink rum because it's so good. It's so good down here to drink rum. But I'm taking it easy today because the last 2 nights I drank a lot and I can kind of feel it. That's why I went for that big walk to sort of dry myself out. I didn't want to just go lie on the beach in the sun. I needed to get some blood pumping through my muscles rather than just alcohol pumping through. But yeah, there's just something so just chill and sandy and breezy and drunky and just obviously beautiful about the Caribbean. Just makes me want to sail and swim and, you know, fuck off. The guy who was the manager for this Airbnb, like a young 20-something French dude who's been living on the island for 7 years, and you could just see how chill he was, and you just can't, I don't know, maybe you can, I can't be that chill in the lower 48 of the US, or like a big city or something. I mean, maybe like some parts of the country of the country where it's chill, but I mean, it's just like nobody raises their voice really. Like, why bother? You know, you're so hot and humid and just like filled up with rum. Like, why make a fuss? You know. I also, ever since I read The Gulf, I wish I knew the author. Yeah, I sort of got the ecology and history and just this kind of concept of like nature pushing back against man for the last, 400, 700 years as we came and found this paradise on Earth and started, pulling money out of it in terms of the Gulf and the fisheries, and nowadays it's the beachfronts and the tourists and the cruise ship economy, and that's like how all these places survive, other than maybe Cuba. But even despite all that push and all that like sucking of the resource and all the global warming making it like brutally hot and pushing the hurricanes through, like nature just like is so powerful here. Like just everywhere you look, like there's an iguana crawling on my roof right now. Plants, just everything grows here, and they sprawl into the road, and they got to be chopped back. And, you see like trash just becoming like sucked into like the mangrove forests, and the shipwrecks just like have coral and fish all over them, just getting like taken back, and it makes you sort of feel like very indefinite yourself, or very finite, I guess. And I just feel like this is sort of like a gem that's still here despite us. And I mean, I can't imagine what it was like 200, 300 years ago when they used to say you could like walk on the fish in the estuaries leading into the Gulf, or the Spaniards or the English came to these islands, and nobody even had to like work or have economy. The land just provided coconuts and bananas and fruits and veggies, and it was like a very harmonious, symbiotic way of life. And then if you ever read Vasquez's account, which is like controversial, he talks about how bad the Spaniards were to the islanders in the 1600s, how they enslaved them, how they tortured them. La Casas, that's what it is. I mean, like, this Protestant viewpoint of the Spanish was like, you have to achieve, you have to build, you have to work hard. If you're not laboring, like, you know, in the eyes of God, you're sinning, sort of. And one of the really sort of like hits me in my heart Caribbean style quotes from that book that Casas said was that it was like an account by one of these like lords who came here and was like enslaving people and stuff, and he's like, oh, these natives would rather just like run off into the jungle than like do 1 minute of labor, you know, like they have no, like they'd rather just run and be animals in the jungle than like try to build something or do something or create something or whatever. And they viewed that as such a negative thing. Like, you're just such a lazy bastard in the eyes of God and the kings and stuff. But I mean, it was like, when you get here though, you just get that feeling of like, no, fuck it. And I think a lot of those Europeans kind of like settled here and, you know, took their little spot of land and then just sat here and, you know, sat in the shade and the sunshine and drank coconut water and ate fish and put their toes in the warm sand, you know? I just don't feel a need to accomplish anything here. Even like the group I'm with is like, oh, do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? Like, what do you want to do? What do you want to book? And I'm just like, look at this balcony, man. Like, I am fine if we spend 5 days just sitting here, like, fucking off. But I got this, there's these weird, like, local rums here. I got a vanilla infused rum and a banana infused. My friend Steve got this guava berry infused, and the guava berry is like what this island is kind of known for in terms of agriculture, I guess. There's a lot of guava berry here, and so you get guava berry smoothies, guava berry daiquiris. Guava berry is like the thing down here, and I'm not like the biggest. It's kind of like a plain taste to me, but certainly the vanilla infused rum that I got is quite tasty with just some ice and Coca-Cola. I'm drinking my espressos in my little beaker glasses. The espressos don't even really wake you up down here. They just like keep you going. Maybe move your stomach around so you can have a bowel movement and continue on. Yeah, this side's the French side, so everything's very French. They have like Italian restaurants where they try to do Italian food, but it's more French than Italiano. They try to do Asian, but it's like French Asian. I mean, they're just French, and they can't escape their Frenchness. We were having dinner last night, and like I kept watching our waitress go back and like walk to the kitchen and just grab like a big giant glass of wine and just drink like the wine as she served the customers. They just keep bringing you more bread. And, you know, you're at an Italian restaurant and they bring you like a baguette. It's like that's all they know. That's all they're making. Yeah, I think this might be my last bit of traveling for a little while. I need to like go home and get my shit together, I guess. I gotta move the rest of my stuff from my folks' place where I was storing a lot of things from Massachusetts before I moved to New Hampshire. I gotta make a couple trips and get all that stuff into my house and then unpack things and find all my lovely possessions again, and then sell some stuff and work a little. I mean, I wrote on my calendar, find a real job for the 25th when I get home. I just don't know if I want to do that, though. I want to be able to, like, just when a cheap ticket to a place like this comes up, just get it. I mean, I can't have some boss tell me when I can and can't do this, you know? But I need some money. So yeah, I don't know when I'll travel again after this. I will go to my camp in the summer and fish and things. I keep eyeballing tickets to Thailand, but I don't think I'll do that till the winter time next winter. And if I do, I don't know that Aaron will be able to come with me, so I don't know if I want to go solo. Our main travel buddy Nick just had a baby, so I don't think he's going to be going to Asia anytime soon. One of my friends is moving to Germany in July, so I might try to go to like Central Europe in the winter time of next year. He's going to be living near the Alps, so it'd be cool to go over there and like meet up with him, do some snowboarding and stuff. But again, like, I need to save some money, and I might like just have to cave and get a job for a while. I don't really know. I think I'm gonna go to Maine has a compost school, and I think I'm gonna go take their course and get like compost site manager certified in Maine, which isn't like an official state certificate, but I think that it might give me an idea of what Maine's doing compost wise. I'd like to get back into that industry if I can, as long as it's not all encompassing of my life. But it seems like Maine's sort of on the infant stages of, you know, at least local composting, but I think they have a couple of digesters and commercial sites and stuff. I know there's a site in Wyndham. It's run by this company called Garbage to Garden, and I could get involved with them. They're involved in, I think they're based in Portland, but I talked to an old coworker of mine. He was like, yeah, the owner's okay. He didn't say he was awesome or anything, but he met him at like some conference. I feel like the longer I wait and not work in that industry, like the more I'm setting myself up at the bottom again. But God, I don't know, man. As far as buying stocks goes, you know, it's a scary time. And I always feel like I'm too late to like the positive, so I feel like I'm too late to buy into gold. So it's probably just going to keep going up, and I'm just not going to buy any because I don't like to buy stuff when it's down, which is a very stupid way to invest. Because, you know, a lot of times things just keep going down, or there's a reason why they went down, and when things go up, you should buy into them because they're going up for a reason too. But it's just, I mean, if there's one thing I can count on, it's like high levels of uncertainty right now. And yeah, poking around on Reddit really gets you like deep into that uncertainty. Like, people in the supply chain industry, you know, jumping onto subreddits being like, wait a month from now and see how there's no shit at the Walmarts, and you know, the price of groceries doubles, and so who the fuck knows what's gonna happen? I might not even get back into the US, which would be like a godsend. Except for the fact that my mom is watching my cat, and we're supposed to get a second cat, and I miss Ziggy, but I'm sure they'll let me back in. It's our German co-traveler here that is worried about getting back into Boston, but anyway, I guess that's about all I got. Message to you, Doug, in the future. You're smarter than you think. You're better looking than you think. And people like you more than you think. So stay zen and take that with you. Peace out, y'all.